Welcome back. I'm Brent Meredith. If you've tuned into Drive Time Radio in recent years, you've likely shared a commute with my next guest, or you may have caught him hosting part of this year's National Pride Festival. Here with me tonight to share his story is Woody and Jim Show producer and Pride Radio producer and host, Zac Woodward. Hello, Zac.
Hi.
That long title, I had to get it all out, right? You're just so busy. You're so in demand.
A hard life being fabulous.
So how many people right now are for the first time seeing your face, in addition to your voice, you think?
A lot. Like, unless you follow me on Instagram, that's the only way that you can really compare the two.
Well, and I would say, you know, oftentimes people say they have a face for radio, but I think that you are not in that category. I'm just kidding.
That's the best compliment on the entire planet.
So let's jump in real quickly because I want to make sure we cover you.
Okay.
So many of our viewers, as I said, may know your voice, but let's give them a little bit of history to accompany it. Tell me a little bit about your coming out.
Okay, so I'm born and raised in Nashville and Mount Juliet. I actually went to Mount Juliet High School, and I was the kid that I sat in the bathroom eating lunch by myself with my feet up against the back of the door so that no one could see me in the bathroom. Like, it was the most tumultuous, horrible experience of my entire life. And then when I finally got to be comfortable and be who I was, like, my family was always super supportive. Mm-hmm. And then honestly, I never feel like I was in the closet. That's the thing. People are like, when did you come out? I'm like, when I came out of the womb.
When you were born, right, yeah.
Like, it's always been a thing that I knew in the back of my mind that I was like, I'm Zac, I'm Zac. I'm neither gay, I'm neither straight, I'm neither nothing, I'm just Zac. Like, and I don't know how to explain that to people.
And I think that's great. And you don't necessarily have to explain it. That's just who you are, and that's kind of the point, right? Like, I mean, and it's great that your family was so supportive, especially given that maybe school time wasn't.
It was awful.
And I'm sorry you had to suffer through that, but of course it makes us who we are, and you know, look where you are and look where they are today. So
yeah.
I mean, congratulations.
When they DM me and ask me for tickets to shows, I'm like,
now who are you again?
Who this?
Mm-hmm, I remember. Yeah. So now, what was it though that drew you into radio? Let's talk a little bit about where you are, where you found yourself today. Was it kind of an accident? I know you had another sort of model background, or you traveled a while doing that, right?
Yeah. So I literally never even knew that radio was a job. I grew up modeling and acting full time. Like, I've done Hunger Games. I did an Abercrombie and Fitch campaign. Like, I've done a lot of things. And my mom was like, you need to go to school. So I went to school for music business at MTSU. And then, like, in order to graduate, they're like, you need an internship. And I was like, what am I going to do? No? So I interned on the show, the Woody and Jim Show on 107.5 The River. And after the internship, I just got super lucky and got a job.
Well, that you kind of answered my next question, was how did you end up on the show? So you started out as an intern, and then they were like, we want to have you. Please stick around.
It was like an immediate family bonding thing that we have. Like, this is things that people don't know about radio, is a lot of radio shows hate each other. Like, the hosts hate each other. They just deal with each other for the 4 or 5 hours. But we're literally like a family. Like, we talk all day, and so, like,
well, I think we have a picture too from your Facebook page of you guys. Like, I think there you are holding up a banner.
Look,
so, I mean,
I'm obsessed with them. They're literally like my best friends on the entire planet.
Which is great, because I mean, and I think that comes through when I hear you guys on the radio. You talk to each other. You may not always agree. You may not always have the same point of view, but you respect one another. You let each other have their say, and I love the interaction that you guys have. I really do. It comes through.
I think when you have mutual love for each other, it's okay to pick on each other a little bit, because you know it's out of a loving place.
Well, like Chuck and I love to give it to Pam. You know, like we were saying earlier. Like, she asked us we know football is her big thing. You know, like, and thank God it is, right?
Yeah, right.
So, but now tell me, so how many years have you been doing that with those guys?
In January, it'll be 4 years.
Okay, so 4 years. So 4 years in, and then you were telling me recently, which I was very excited about for you, you got offered another opportunity. What was that?
Yeah, so I'm super excited because I finally am doing my own thing. So I'm hosting a nationally syndicated show on Pride Radio, which is nationally syndicated through the iHeartRadio app. And we're carried in 22 terrestrial markets across the country, which is bizarre and insane to think about that many people listen, and that I didn't even know it was a job 4 years ago.
Right.
And now I'm across the country. I'm like, what is this? Like, what's happening here?
Well, but that's what you've kind of followed where things have gone, and I think that's part of, like, I've noticed as long as I've known you, that open sort of, let me just try it, and you show up, you're on time, you get things done. I mean, that seems pretty simple, but that's not always easy, especially given that you have to be up at like 3 in the morning, and like, you know, I know, right? But so we talked a little bit about the Pride Radio show. That's weekends, right?
Yeah, so I'm on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I was going to say, when is that on? Friday, Saturday? And how do you put that together? Since that is syndicated, how do you get it all done, I guess is the question.
The exciting part is that I get to have so much creative freedom over that, is that I get to go through and pick what content that I think is going to be most relative to the LGBT community. Yeah. And so a lot of it is celebrity gossip, a lot of it is lifestyle things about, like, what's happening in my life, what's happening with all of my friends, and like how we've overcome certain circumstances. And like, honestly, my biggest thing is creating a place where everybody feels comfortable and loved. And so that is my ultimate goal, is to find content where we can find love over and then move forward.
Well, and you've kind of answered my next question, which was, do you feel a sense of obligation on both shows, really, or do you feel as though you often are speaking for our community? I mean, is that something you take on directly, indirectly? Do people accuse you of doing as much? I mean, how do you feel with that role?
At first, I was really terrified. I was scared of like the backlash, especially being in the South, and like, I was terrified of what people were going to say, especially if I spoke my mind being on that large of a platform.
Yeah.
But then I just got to the place of more like, I'm here for a reason.
Right.
I didn't know this was a job 4 years ago, and now I'm here for a reason. So my voice has become valuable, and it's not even necessarily that I'm like creating a niche market for just LGBTQ people.
Sure.
It's people that are bullied all over, any minority, anybody that is made fun of, or that. It's just my entire life, I've always said hashtag radiate love and let the world feel your presence.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is it.
Well, and it comes through because, I mean, like I said, whether or not you take that on as your role, people hear that, and I think that's great. You know, young queer kids or, you know, struggling, they hear you on the radio, they think, wow, that's somebody, you know, that's out there that I can look up to, or, you know, there's somebody like me. If they don't know if there anybody else is, they at least know that you're there.
Yeah.
So we've only got about a minute left, so I wanted to ask, you know, what's on your agenda next? Are you just kind of taking each day one day at a time? I mean, do you have any aspirations, any other goals? I mean,
as of now, I'm living life by the seat of my pants. I mean, ideally, I would love, like, my idea is to host my own show like Ellen DeGeneres or something fun like that. We'll see where the world takes me. Right now, I'm 25, living life, and thankful for where I'm at.
Well, congratulations. I'm happy that you're here. We'll have you back again soon because I love having you here. I want to hear more about what's going on. I really think this Pride Radio thing is an amazing opportunity for you to have your voice heard, like you said, in 22 terrestrial markets? 22 cities across
the
We're out of time,
country.
and I got to get out of here. I'll talk to you to get it. So, and we're out of time once again, but you can catch us every weeknight right here on News Channel 5 Plus, or watch us anytime on outandabouttoday.com. Y'all have a great night.